Now, let's continue with the next section, which is the fifth one. Who can perform this SOP? So, for your SOP, you also need to identify who are the specific individuals who can perform the procedures for the SOP. This is important so that you can know who will not be likely to use the SOP or to operate or perform the procedures in the SOP. So meaning to say, not all people can actually use the SOP to perform the procedures. Okay, so for example, let's say we have this standard operating procedure for testing the performance of a new car. So who can perform this SOP? Let's say, for example, the people who can perform this SOP are the QC operators as well as, or maybe the QC officers. So you guys can write QC operators slash QC officers. Okay, so this is one example. Make sure when you write the person who can perform this SOP, you always use plurals. Okay, so again, QC operators, not QC operator. QC officers, not QC officer. Okay, so because logically, not just one person may want to use this SOP. Okay, right. Another example is standard operating procedure for quenching the bottom of a solvent drying steel for this SOP. Who can perform this SOP? So the example here is lab operators. So for this one, if you notice, we do not have any full stop here. This is because for this one, it is not in full sentence. So you just list who can perform this SOP. So you start with capital letter, and then for each of the for each of the initials of the designation, you capitalize. For example, here we capitalize L as well as O here. Okay, so again, no need to write in full sentence. So just list the people who can perform this SOP. So let's say, for example, you have a number of people, different types of people who can perform this SOP. For example, lab operators and QC operators. So what you guys can do, you guys write lab operators and QC operators. Or let's say you have three types of people who can perform this SOP, which are lab operators, QC operators, and engineers. So you guys can write lab operators, comma, QC operators, comma, and engineers. Okay, so no need to have full stop. I hope you guys understand. So please try to do activity 4, in which you have to identify the person who should and can perform the job for each SOP from your previous SOP activities that you have identified.